Today's video, I want to teach you about the 4 stages of your network marketing business. So this is the purpose of the training. The purpose of today's training is to teach you the different stages of network marketing so you can be mentally prepared and know what to expect as you build a business. So let's start with the bottom line up front. And this is what they don't tell you when you join network marketing. There is no network marketing company designed to give you a full-time income starting on day one. This industry was designed to do part-time while you have a job or a primary source of income. So if you're hurting financially, if you're unemployed, your first priority should be getting a job or getting a full-time income so that you can build your business on the side. If you try to do network marketing full-time right out the gate and you don't have the skills, the network, or the experience, you're going to end up homeless and starve. All right, because like any business, there's a learning curve. And when you start a business, that's when you work the most and earn the least amount of money in those early years. So the first year of a new business or the first year of network marketing, it's always the hardest because you don't know what you don't know. You don't have the skills yet. You don't have the mindset yet. You don't have the network yet. I also want to throw out there that no company is easy to build. There are marketers, savvy marketers, I must admit, all over the internet who tell you that their company is easy to build. Now, here's the truth. If a company was easy to build, number one, everybody would be successful. And number two, the company wouldn't even need the distributors to build the company. They'd build it themselves. So when I see people leave one company to join another company, this is the question that I like to ask them. What are you going to do differently at your new company that you didn't do in your previous company? Because if you do the same thing in your new company that you did in your previous company, you're going to get the same results. At some point, you have to take the time to develop the right skills and the right mindset. I also want to throw out there that all businesses take time to start, grow, and mature. They also take money. It takes sweat equity. You're not going to start a new business of any kind and the money just pours in instantly, unless you've previously been successful and you already have those skills, you already have the network, you already have those things in place. But when you're starting a new business for the first time, you put in a lot of work and it takes time to launch it, to grow it, to get established, and to mature. Taking the long-term view is one of the most important qualities of an entrepreneur. It's also one of the most important qualities of a network marketer. Most people in our industry, they're thinking about their business from day to day or week to week. The professionals think about their business from year to year and decade to decade. And that is a huge difference in mindset because you don't build a big business in a short amount of time. It takes a long period of time. It takes intense focus and it takes a vision. Your vision is what you're aiming to accomplish. It's what keeps you in the game while you're building your business, going through the everyday ups and downs that people go through. So these are the 4 stages of an MLM business, maybe the 4 stages of any business as I see it. Stage 1 is excitement. Stage 2 is the middle mile. Stage 3 is momentum. And stage 4 is maturity. And we're going to take some time. This is going to be a longer video than most videos, but we're going to go through each of these stages so I can educate you and help you. Stage 1 is the excitement stage. And you can see the picture of this guy smiling. That's how most reps feel when they first join a company. They're excited. They have hope. They can't sleep at night. They're thinking about their business and their products all the time. You're basically ignorance on fire. You don't know much about the business. You have a lot to learn, but you have over-the-top enthusiasm. Keywords to describe this stage that I can think of: lust, infatuation, enthusiasm, excitement, hope, passion. Now, during this stage of the business, you're brand new. You're typically earning less than $300 a month. You're building the foundation of your business. You're sponsoring new people. You're looking for people who can see the vision, who want to build a business with you. You're working on your leadership skills, and you're out there in the trenches, making mistakes and learning as you go. In many cases, you're the only one on your team that's working hard. Can you relate to that? I know I can. This stage normally lasts anywhere from 30 to 180 days. I've seen this be as short as about 5 minutes, where a rep joins and 5 minutes later they mentally check out. And I've seen some people stay excited for 6 months, but the average is about 90 days. And that's why you hear in so many network marketing companies, people order 1 or 2 or 3 times and they disappear. It's because that excitement is gone. They thought they were going to get something for nothing, or they thought it was going to be easy, or they had unrealistic expectations. or they're lured away by another shiny object and they're off to the next thing. Now, most people in our industry don't survive this stage. The reason that most traditional business owners survive this stage is because they wrote a check for $10,000, $50,000, or $100,000 to start their business. So they don't care if they're excited or not. They're committed. They're all in. They're going to build a business. But in this industry, for some reason, when the excitement dissipates, the people dissipate and they leave, they go join something else. I like to think of this phase as a shepherd without a flock. So I look at all network marketers, we're shepherds. We're not shepherd of sheep, we're shepherds of other people. But in this stage, you're a shepherd without a flock, or maybe you have a very small flock of 0 to 300 people on your team. You're excited, you don't know what you don't know, you're putting in the work, you're developing the basic skills, and hopefully you will survive this stage. Most people do not. Most people bail when the excitement goes away. But let's say you're one of the people who did stick with it. And I always tell people, day one in your business is the day after your excitement for the business is gone, because anybody can show up and put in the work when they're excited. But when that's gone, that's your first real day in the business. And that's really when stage 2 starts. Now, stage 2 normally starts either when your excitement's gone or when you're earning about $1,000 per month. And once again, most people don't stick around long enough in the industry to get to this point. Most people, when they hit this stage, they've been in the business for anywhere from 6 to 12 months. But it could be as short as 3 months. It could be as long as about 18 months. But about 6 to 12 months is the normal from what I've seen and experienced. I like to call this stage the middle mile. The key words to describe this phase include burnout, disappointment, despair, frustration. Can you relate to that? I've experienced all of those emotions at some point. During this phase, you're typically making some money, but you're working hard and you're not seeing a huge return on your time investment. You question your sanity. Oh yeah, I've done that. So does your spouse. They're like, why are you putting in all this work and not making much money? You're sponsoring people, but you don't have much duplication in your team. No one's really doing anything. You're the one doing most of the work. And if you're lucky, you might have one serious person on your team, maybe a couple potential leaders, but there's just not a lot of people showing up as much as you are. This is the phase where a lot of people throw in the towel. So they survived stage 1. They now go to stage 2. And a lot of people give up in this stage because they feel like this person you see in this picture pushing this rock up the hill, and they're frustrated and they're tired, and maybe there's not a lot happening. And I like to call this the test of network marketing, because this weeds out the non-serious people from the serious people very quickly. Now, of course, everyone tells you they want to do it. Everyone wants the time and money our industry offers. But can they survive this difficult phase of the business? And the truth is, most people can't. They won't. They bail. I question my sanity many times. And this is when people often ask themselves, why am I doing what I'm doing? How come I'm the only one doing all the work? Why can't I find other people who are willing to work as hard as I am? How come I'm only making $1,000 per month, but I'm working 20 hours a week on my business? So most people in this stage, they earn anywhere from $1,000 to maybe $2,000 to $3,000 a month. You have a flock, so you are now a shepherd of people. You have some people that you're shepherding. Your team normally has somewhere between 300 and 1,000 people in it. Pretty cool. Let's go to stage 3. Stage 3 is when the magic happens in network marketing. This is called momentum. This is what everybody wants. Momentum is the most beautiful word other than duplication. Momentum is my favorite word in network marketing. And like the other stage, most people don't stick around long enough to get to this stage. But the ones who do, they're really glad that they did. Normally, when you hit this stage, you have somewhere between 3 and maybe 10 good leaders in your team, or you have at least 100 to 200 people joining your team every month. You have somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 people on your team normally before momentum kicks in. It can kick in sooner than that, but this seems to be about the norm. Most people who make it to this stage, they've had their business for 2 years minimum before this phase begins, but some do it sooner. I call this stage momentum, and the words that describe this phase include critical mass, duplication, explosion, rapid growth, excitement. During this phase, your business and your check, they're growing significantly every month. You have lots of leaders and people in your group, and your team kind of takes on a life of its own. You're still signing up new people every month, about 2 to 4 new people every month. But most of your time is spent on mentoring and helping others and working in depth in your organization. You're training people, you're leading calls, you're hosting events, you're coaching people, you're assisting your leaders and developing other leaders in depth. This is the stage where the business becomes fun and profitable. People who are in momentum and network marketing, they love network marketing because they've survived the first 2 stages. They've stuck with it. They've stayed consistent and things have shown up. And during this stage, you're still fairly busy in the business, but your major focus is developing leaders and building depth. And this phase normally provides a significant income, at least $10,000 per month, and sometimes much more than that. So this is the stage 4. This is the final stage of your network marketing business, and it's called maturity. And this begins once you have about 10 to 100,000 people on your team. For most people, it takes about 5 years to get to a mature business. Some people, it takes even 10 years. Your business matures and your income is large, it's stable. Your business grows by maybe 5 to 10% or more every month, with or without you. Your leaders are in place. You have 2 to 5 rock solid legs with many leaders in it. And I just want to throw out there so people know, most top earners make most of their money from 2 to 3 legs. They make about 90% of their income. It's actually more like from 1 to 3 legs. So they don't have lots and lots of leaders in their organization. They have 2 or 3 really good legs that they built deep with a leader backed by a leader backed by a leader. So in this phase, you spend most of your time working with your best 10 to 20 leaders on your team, and then they go out and lead their own armies. You're not managing the armies. You're basically mentoring the generals. They're mentoring their armies. Pretty cool. You might still be recruiting people, and you should always recruit at least 1 or 2 new people every month. But in most cases, you transition to the mentor role. You're more of the general now. You're a shepherd of shepherds at this point. Most leaders who hit this phase, they worked hard in the trenches for 3 or 4 years to get to this point. This is when you have true residual income. Assuming you've joined a legit, stable, good company, this is where you've made it and you have that income coming in and you don't have to work as hard. Now, some distributors, they retire from the business at this point, and rightfully so. If that's what they want to do, they put in the work, they've got the income, they can go live the life of their dreams. Other distributors retire into their business because they love network marketing, they love working with people. So you have options at this phase. Some even choose to sell their business at this point and cash in and get a big payday. Of the few people who make it to this phase, they might earn anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 per month or more. If you build your business right, of course, I can't guarantee that's going to happen to you, but there are a lot of people in our industry who this has happened to. They built a big team and they weren't needed anymore. They've got the right people in place and their organization grows with or without them. This is everyone's goal. It's hard to do, but if you find the right people and you have the right culture and you have the right systems in the right company, this is possible. So this is an image by Richard Bliss Brooke, and I couldn't think of a better image to use, so I use this one. This is from the book, The 4-Year Career, and I highly recommend that book. But this is basically a summary of the stages of network marketing if you were to visualize it in one slide. So you're launching your business, which is going to take 1 to 2 years. That's where you work the hardest for the least amount of results. Then you get the ball rolling, you start to get some momentum, and that's where you work a little bit less, but you still can't take your foot off the brakes. So you're still recruiting, you're still helping people. And then after about the 4-year mark, normally you hit critical mass and your income becomes stable and residual. So this is the goal for everyone in network marketing. It doesn't always work out this way, but for a lot of people it does, and it's what you should aim to do. In conclusion, these are the 4 stages of your MLM business as I see it. If I was to look at different businesses that I've owned and that other people have owned that are friends of mine, I could tell you that their businesses went through similar stages. The key from moving from one stage to the next is to have a vision, a game plan, to take massive action, and to be persistent and consistent. That is the secret. You got to work on your business every day, focus on those income producing activities, and never lose sight of your goal. Never lose sight of the big picture. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you have to become a visionary. You have to see things before they exist, and you have to stick with it. So that concludes today's training. I hope you got some value out of this. If you did, I would appreciate if you liked, comment, shared, and subscribed to my channel and to this video. Also, in the description box below this video, we have some helpful resources and links to help you grow a successful network marketing business. I appreciate you watching today. I upload a video to YouTube pretty much every day. So check out my library of videos to help network marketers be successful. And with that, have a great day, folks. Thanks again.